Hello, my name is Rolando Cabanzón Covarrubias, and along with my partner Luis Enrique Echavarria Cabral, we would like to introduce you to our AIAA paper, Introduction to Unmanned Aircraft Conceptual Design for College Undergraduates. So, without further setbacks, let's begin. First of all, we would like to introduce ourselves. We both are currently in our sixth semester of aerospace engineering at La Universidad Autónoma de Chihuahua. Since 2018, we have been working in several aeronautical competitions such as SAE Aerodesign. We also have knowledge in developing an agricultural UAV for a company in Chihuahua. And I also have experience working as an interim in the full conceptual design phase of a Recon UAV. What led us to write this topic? Well, our main reason for choosing this topic is that we both share love and have a passion for aeronautics, besides having a great amount of knowledge in the design process. We also wanted to make a helpful guide for those newcomers and make this guide easy to digest for those who wanted to start in the design process of a UAV. We also wanted to give them some tips and some techniques that we find useful at the time of developing a UAV. What should students expect from this paper? Well, first of all, and most important, students should not expect to be able to fully develop an UAV with this paper alone. This is just the starting point and just cover the first steps of the conceptual design process. They should always check for new references, and especially those references that we share in our paper, and they should always we encourage them to read and to look for new processes and new techniques in other sources. However, we give advices as what they should do to speed up the process, and they can make it this as a first view of what a UAV process should look like.
So the first thing our paper will explain is, first of all, the introduction, which the introduction we give a little review of the history of the UAVs and explain what is the UAV design itself. Then we proceed to give a classification of UAV. We give deep information about the classification. This classification can depend on the size, the range, the cost, etc. And finally, we will give information about the design stages, which is composed by three parts, but we will only be focusing on the conceptual part. Then, to start the conceptual design, we start with sketching, which sketching is a pure conceptual design, which is what is going to give us the main idea of how our UAV is going to look. This will be done by focusing on other UAVs that share the main features of our mission. Then the initial sizing is done by estimating the fuel, the weights, some aerodynamic parameters, and a little of the geometry of the UAV. And finally, we will also be giving you some knowledge about the wing and the engine loading, which this explain, well, the main explanation in this part will be to obtain the parameters for the wing area and the required power for the engine to complete the mission successfully according to the requests that were given. Also, we will give some technical tips. These technical tips will help you do your job more easily. This mainly focuses on the using of CFD to speed up the process, also to focus on learning a language of programming to make some processes faster, so you can iterate some calculus of the parameters. Finally, to summarize our final thoughts, these are them, which are so you should check for extra references, which is always helpful. You should not ever just stay with the first thing that you read. You should always look for something else. In that way, you will complement what you're learning, and you can find some other ways to do things that maybe could be easier for you. You should also use programming as a tool. Programming is a really useful tool, and you should be learning at least one programming language. And also, you should aid yourself with CFD for the analysis, which is the most powerful tool for any aerodynamic engineer to master. This will help you open many doors in the industry. You should also look for some guidance with more experienced people since they can always give you some advice of things that you maybe don't understand, or maybe you read about you still have doubts and you haven't been able to find a book which can help you solve them. And finally, don't discourage if you find yourself having difficulties with some topic. You should always keep investigating, and just trying will give you the knowledge to solve the issues. But you should never discourage yourself from pursuing your dreams. So yeah, we hope that this paper helps you develop your first UAV, and thank you for your attention.